What is good, everyone? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to my village of Nintendo Switch and gaming news. Today, we have some awesome information for you, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So the Xbox Game Pass launches on June 1st. What this is that you can access over 100 Xbox titles for $9.99 a month. So the Xbox Game Pass, Microsoft's February announced game subscription service for Xbox One, will launch on June 1st for $9.99 per month with a 14-day free trial Microsoft has announced. The service will provide unlimited access to over 100 Xbox One and Xbox 360 titles, including Halo 5 Guardians, Payday 2, Mad Max, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and more, which you can download directly to your console. Xbox Game Pass subscribers will also get a 20% discount on catalog Xbox game purchases and a 10% off all related add-ons. So this is an interesting thing because a lot of people are really positive on this, but it seems to me like it's going to be older titles, and that's going to total up to over $100 a year for essentially downloading and renting games, older titles here and there. And look, if you're in college or something like that, I would probably think that this is a great fit for you. Now I'm going into my own personal territory. Now let's talk about business first, and I'll talk about personal. Let's go ahead and just separate it first. So business-wise, it's a good move, okay? Because obviously Microsoft, they're trying to expand their business, they're trying to make sure that they can get more revenue coming in, and there are going to be a lot of people that take you up on this offer, that take Microsoft up on this offer. So it's a good idea when it comes to business. It's a good idea when it comes to kind of cutting off the used game market in their own way without completely alienating it, because you don't get to own these games and it's digital, obviously, your hard drive at some point, right? Because these games are all going to be on your, your hard drives. You're going to have to make some adjustments here and there. So there's still going to be a market for physical games for the most part, but how games work on Microsoft and Sony systems, no matter what, even if it's physical or digital, it takes up your space. But either way, it's not going to completely cut off the retail market out there. But then again, it is going to dig into it, and you can take your cut that you feel that you're owned. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how it's divvied up among the developers as far as who gets what. Moving into the actual personal side of it, as far as what I think, is that this is definitely not for me. This is not for someone who has limited time, because there's going to be so many games here that you're just not going to be able to play. You're going to end up purchasing this for guys like me, people who have families, people who have jobs, people who need to do other things than just sit down in front of a TV and play video games, and there's no way to play these things portably unless you have Microsoft Surface tablet, and that doesn't work because you need another controller. So Microsoft doesn't have a portable tool where you can play these, lying down and more comfortably. So for me, this is absolutely useless. This is absolutely useless because there's no way I'm going to be able to take advantage of all of this stuff here. I already have enough problems as it is playing all the games that I buy. So I've decided to cut down dramatically on the games that I buy because there's just too much crap coming out for all of these systems and not enough time. There's just generally not enough time if you're working, got a family, got to eat, you got to do other things. So I understand it, like college students and all that, this would have been amazing if you can afford that, definitely, because you don't have to spend the money on a bunch of $60 games, and you can save money that way by just playing these ones here. But for everyone else, yikes. But I wish them luck. I think it's going to be pretty good for those who want it, and I think they're going to have some success with this platform. All right, and moving on to the next article here, the Media Create sales charts for May 15th, 2017 through May 21st, 2017 are here. The highest charting new release was Prey at 7,105 sales for the PlayStation 4. Also new this week was PlayStation 4 release of Danganronpa 1 and 2 Reloaded, launched at 3,880 sales in Japan. When it comes to hardware, Nintendo Switch was of course at the top with 26,114 units. In terms of the top software sales, you'll see the top 20 in addition to the hardware sales here, but I'm going to go over the top 5 and just kind of give my own little breakdown as far as everything. So at number 5 was Prey from Bethesda with 7,105 units, like we discussed. Number 4 on the 3DS, Dragon Ball Heroes Ultimate Mission X from Bandai Namco with 7,470 sales for a total of 146,408 units. At number 3 on the Nintendo Switch, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild with another 10,849 units for a grand total of 465,631 units. At number 2 on the Nintendo 3DS, Monster Hunter Double Cross from Capcom, another 12,643 units for a grand total of 1,479,189 units. And at number 1, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe from Nintendo, 28,781 units for a grand total of 440,696 units. So overall, pretty good sales for Nintendo. On the Nintendo front of things, obviously Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is holding to be that evergreen title. It's going to continue selling. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild easily has had its best run when it comes to Japan in quite some time. In terms of long-term sales, a lot of times the Zelda games usually drop out very quickly from the top sales charts, even like Skyward Sword on the Wii, which was super popular. That dropped off pretty quickly and didn't open up anywhere near as good as The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I like the fact that Nintendo is still doing good. Even the Wii U version is selling okay, over 100,000 units on the Wii U version in Japan, which is really surprising and impressive. 1-2 Switch is still right in the middle of the pack too, with almost 3,000 units sold for the week and over 200,000 units in Japan alone. So that's really good for Nintendo, especially considering what that game is. There was Animal Crossing New Leaf, and I've talked about how I think Animal Crossing is coming to Nintendo Switch. So overall, pretty good. Nintendo is still kind of dominating the charts when it comes to the hardware as well. Nintendo Switch was #1, Nintendo 3DS was #2, so they're pretty much dominating the top half of the charts here. And yeah, everything's looking pretty good overall. What do you guys think about these sales? Let me know in the comment section below. Going into E3, it's going to be interesting to see how certain software affects the Nintendo Switch, like ARMS, in addition to Splatoon 2 as well. Alright, and moving into the next topic here before we have the main discussion. So I was going over the Amazon bestsellers because I haven't looked over it in quite some time. And it's really interesting to see as far as what games are at the top. Obviously, right now, there's just a bunch of PlayStation gift cards and all that in terms of the ordering. But when it comes to software, Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia is the #1 game on Amazon. But after that, we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was the second game in terms of software sales. And in terms of just pure software, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is right after that. So overall, Nintendo's doing quite well, not only in Japan, but also the Amazon, that is US, of course, doing really well here. Fire Emblem Echoes is still selling post-launch because that came out on the 19th. So it's still consistently selling. People are picking this game up, which is exactly what I like to see. I think the long-term sales success of this game when it comes to Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia, is really because of Fire Emblem, the free one. I think that that game is going to help in terms of keeping the mindshare of what Fire Emblem is about. It's like a Fire Emblem Light, different style of game, and then people can say, okay, well maybe I'll like this on a dedicated platform. And I think it really all rolls into the new Fire Emblem game coming out for the Nintendo Switch next year. So pretty happy that Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia is at the top here when it comes to software sales on Amazon. Nintendo's titles like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild are still up there, whereas games that came out around the same time, like for example Horizon Zero Dawn, are not even in the top 20 anymore. So that's interesting. Not that I like the fact that it's not there, but it's interesting to see like the evergreen of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe continuing to be in that top 20, whereas other games just aren't. So it's just an interesting dynamic that it has there, and it kind of just shows what people have known for a long time. Obviously, Nintendo has evergreen titles. They sell for long periods of time, especially as the Nintendo Switch gets more popular. I think Mario Kart 8 and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild are going to be a mainstay when it comes to the Amazon sales charts. Alright, and lastly, I want to briefly discuss something, and this will be part 1, because I know I'm going to talk about this again before E3 and even after E3, but Super Smash Brothers for Wii U, or Super Smash Brothers Deluxe, coming over to the Nintendo Switch. I think it should be called Super Smash Brothers Deluxe. I think that's what it should be called, but we'll see if they call it that name. But that is the rumor, obviously for a long time at this point, that Smash Brothers on the Wii U, so Super Smash Brothers for Wii U, will be ported over to the Nintendo Switch with extra content. A lot of people have been asking for Nintendo 3DS stages being ported over, put into HD, put on there, bringing back characters that were gone. For example, some people want Snake, some people want Wolf, some people want Ice Climbers back into the game. So I agree with all of that. They should put all of that in there. I don't know if they can get the license for Snake, but if they could, that would be cool. But another thing that I want to talk about as far as the competitive side of things, obviously we would need to see some type of GameCube adapter for the Nintendo Switch, which can be easily done. There's USB ports on the Nintendo Switch. The Wii U supported them, so just have the same ones and you can just use those for the Nintendo Switch. So I would like that because I need my GameCube controller when I play Smash Brothers. But the biggest thing for me would be the online. I think the online, and I think the way that you access friends, the way that you play against other people, that needs to be completely rehauled. I mean, people talk about single player modes and all that, but when it comes down to it, you You play those single player modes one time, a couple times, and then you're done playing them, alright? We need to talk about long-term improvements to the franchise when it comes to this game in particular and online, because Nintendo's 2 online debuts have gotten dramatically better, right? I mean, obviously Super Smash Bros. Brawl Online was complete trash. It was hot garbage, but that was also a time of when it was released as well, but it was still really bad. The netcode was really bad in that game. It lagged like crazy. Now, moving on to Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, they definitely fixed a lot of things. Big jump, but there was a lot of stuff that made it difficult to play against your friends, that made it just a barrier of entry, and I've detailed those quite a bit, from not being able to access your friends list when it comes to your home menu friends list anywhere in the online options. You have to go to the records place. That's the only place where you can access your friends list, and press the home button. Alright, then to go in there to add, you should be able to add people straight from anywhere. It shouldn't be letting you say, okay, you can't add people in the lobby. You should be able to add people right there. Open up the home menu and add them right there. So with Nintendo Switch, the way that the system's designed, you're probably going to be able to do that. So that's one thing that I know that's going to be fixed. I also think that they need to add friend invites in there to where you can send something and then it pops up on their screen so you know that you're getting that invite, then go right into a one-on-one match. I think that'd be really cool. Tournament mode, I think they need to add that, and having a rule set like the competitive rule set, I think that would be really good. Just having those options in there for people. Don't know if they're going to do that, but I would like to see it. In terms of balance, I would really like to see Rage toned down just a bit. It doesn't need to be completely removed, but I would like to see Rage toned down just a bit. Now, and I do have some more things that I want to add to the Super Smash Bros. Experience when it comes to Super Smash Bros. Deluxe, but I'll save that for another video. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description below. Give us a follow and a like. All of our social media, we have Twitter, Facebook, really helps us spread our content of PlayerEssence across the internet. In addition to YouTube, also make sure you check out our Patreon page. We'll be giving away a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Guardian amiibo if you pledge any tier. We also have awesome rewards and perks such as Discord voice chat for my live streams, prize tournaments for $10 eShop gift cards, and much more. So check out the Patreon page and support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence on Patreon. Also make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Let us know that you want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninja for the next video. Peace!